The single father stood at the back of the auditorium, his janitor's uniform still smelling of bleach and floor polish. Marcus Webb had worked a double shift just to make it here on time. His son, Daniel, was about to graduate from the Naval Academy, a dream Marcus had sacrificed everything for. He didn't expect to sit with the other parents. He knew his place. He was just there to watch from the shadows, to see his boy become the man he'd raised him to be. But then Admiral James Harrington took the stage, a decorated war hero, a legend, and as his eyes swept across the crowd during his speech about honor and sacrifice, they suddenly locked onto Marcus. The Admiral's face went pale. His hand trembled as he gripped the podium. He stopped mid-sentence, staring at the janitor in the back of the room. "Excuse me," the Admiral said, his voice cracking. "Sir, in the back. The gentleman in the blue uniform. Would you please stand?" Marcus's heart dropped. He'd been spotted. He was about to be escorted out. He should have known better than to come. But before he could move, the Admiral stepped down from the stage and began walking toward him. Every eye in that auditorium turned. Whispers rippled through the crowd. Daniel, sitting with his graduating class, looked confused, embarrassed. The Admiral reached Marcus and without warning, saluted him. A full military salute. Then he did something that made the entire room gasp. He pulled Marcus into an embrace, tears streaming down his face. 23 years, the Admiral whispered, loud enough for nearby people to hear. "I've been searching for you for 23 years. Marcus stepped back, confused. "Sir, I think you have me confused. Your tattoo," the Admiral said, pointing to Marcus's forearm where the sleeve of his janitor uniform had rolled up slightly. "That eagle. Those coordinates. Your Ghost 7-2. The room fell into stunned silence. Marcus's jaw tightened. That was a name he'd buried. A life he'd left behind. "Afghanistan, 2002. The Admiral continued, his voice now addressing the entire auditorium. "I was a young captain leading a reconnaissance team. We were ambushed in the Karengal Valley. Pinned down. Outnumbered 10-1. I took shrapnel to my leg and couldn't walk. My men were dying around me. We called for extraction, but the helicopters couldn't reach us through the enemy fire." He turned back to Marcus, his voice breaking. "This man, Sergeant Marcus Webb, he wasn't even part of our unit. He heard our distress call. He was 50 miles away, but he commandeered a vehicle and drove straight into hell. Alone. He pulled me and 4 other soldiers out of that valley while bullets tore through the air around us. He saved my life. He saved all our lives. Then he disappeared from the military entirely before we could put him up for the Medal of Honor." Marcus looked down, his jaw clenched. "I had a son to raise, sir. Daniel's mother had just died. I got the call during that deployment. I came home, took my discharge, and I did what any father would do. I raised my boy." The Admiral's voice grew louder, commanding the room. "This man has spent the last 20 years working night shifts as a janitor, putting every penny toward his son's education. I checked. 3 jobs. No days off. Also, his son could stand here today and graduate from this academy. While we've been celebrating heroes behind podiums, a real hero has been emptying our trash cans." He turned to the academy superintendent. "I'm invoking my authority. This man enters as my personal guest of honor. Marcus Webb, you will sit in the front row. You will watch your son receive his commission as an officer. And afterward, we're going to talk about the scholarship fund I'm establishing in your name. So no parent ever has to choose between serving their country and raising their child again." The room erupted, a standing ovation that shook the walls. Daniel ran from his seat, tears streaming down his face, and embraced his father for the first time in his dress whites. "Dad," he whispered, "you never told me. You never told me any of this." Marcus smiled through his tears. "Son, being your father was always the greater honor." And as that janitor walked to the front row, past 1,000 saluting future officers, everyone in that room learned the truth. That real heroes don't always wear medals. Sometimes they wear worn-out work boots and carry mop buckets. Sometimes the greatest act of courage isn't charging into battle. It's showing up, day after day, for the people you love.